My father demanded I quit my job to babysit my sister's kids after calling me worthless for 3 years. So I blocked them all and they lost their free childcare forever. Hi there. If you enjoy heartfelt stories like this, hit subscribe, drop a hi, and let us know where in the world you're joining from. Let's get into it. The fluorescent lights of my office buzzed overhead as my phone vibrated for the 7th time that afternoon. Dad's name flashed across the screen again. I was 3 years into my marketing career, finally making decent money, finally proving I wasn't the failure he'd always told me I was. What, Dad? I answered, my fingers still hovering over the presentation I was creating. Don't use that tone with me, girl. Your sister needs you. She got a promotion and somebody's got to watch Alvin, Destiny, and little Jordan while she's working. My stomach dropped. Dad, I have a job. A real job. His laugh was bitter, cruel. Real job? Pushing papers around ain't no real job. Your sister's doing actual work at the hospital. 12-hour shifts saving lives. What are you doing? Making PowerPoints. The familiar sting of his words hit me like it always did. 3 years since I'd graduated college. 3 years of proving myself. 3 years of him telling me my degree was worthless. My career was fake. My life was meaningless compared to my older sister Tasha's nursing career. I can't just quit my job to babysit, I said, keeping my voice steady even as my hands shook. You will if you want to stay part of this family. Tasha needs help. Family helps family. Unless you're too selfish for that. The line went dead. I sat there staring at my computer screen, my reflection ghostly in the black borders. 26 years old and still letting him make me feel small. That was the moment everything started. I couldn't focus on work after that call. My mind drifted back like it always did when Dad got in my head. Growing up, everything was always about Tasha. Tasha made honor roll. Tasha got a scholarship. Tasha became a nurse, a respectable profession. When I'd announced I wanted to study marketing, Dad had looked at me like I'd said I wanted to join the circus. Marketing? That's not a career, that's a hobby. You should do something meaningful. Be a teacher. A nurse like your sister. Something that matters. Mom had just nodded like she always did. She'd stopped having opinions of her own years ago, just echoed whatever Dad said. They'd been married 32 years and I watched her disappear a little more each year. Tasha had 3 kids by 3 different men. Each time she got pregnant it was celebrated. She's building a family, they'd say. When I'd focused on my career instead of relationships, I was cold and selfish. I remembered my college graduation. Dad hadn't come. Said he had a fishing trip planned and couldn't miss it. Tasha had been there, pregnant with Jordan, getting all the attention anyway. Mom had hugged me and whispered, "He's proud of you, he just doesn't know how to show it." But I knew the truth. He wasn't proud. He was disappointed that I'd chosen a path that didn't fit his narrow definition of success. My phone buzzed again. Mom this time. "Baby, your father told me about the conversation. Can you just help out for a few months? It would mean so much to Tasha." They called it a family dinner. I should have known better. When I walked into my parents' house that Sunday, Tasha was already there, along with her kids running wild, knocking over Mom's decorative vases and screaming at volumes that made my teeth hurt. "There she is," Dad announced like I was late, though I was exactly on time. "The career woman who's too good for her own family." "Dad, I didn't say that." "Sit down." His voice had that edge that meant he was already angry, already decided. This wasn't a discussion. It was an ambush. I sat at the worn dining table where I'd eaten 1,000 meals, where I'd done homework, where I'd learned that my opinions didn't matter as much as keeping the peace. Tasha looked exhausted, I'll give her that. Dark circles under her eyes, her scrubs wrinkled. But there was something else in her expression. Entitlement. "Look," she started, her voice taking on that whiny quality it always had when she wanted something. "I got promoted to charge nurse. It's 60 hours a week. I can't do that and watch my babies. And daycare costs are ridiculous. $400 a week per kid. That's almost $2,000 a month. So get the father, one of the fathers, to help," I said, trying to keep my voice neutral. Dad's fist hit the table. "Don't you talk to your sister like that. Those men are worthless. She needs family. I have a job, Dad. I make $45,000 a year. I'm finally building my career. 45,000? He laughed. Tasha makes 70 as a nurse. Real money. Real work. You can find another paper-pushing job anytime. Mom brought out dinner. Pot roast, my favorite, like that would soften the blow of what was happening. The kids were in the living room now, Jordan crying, Destiny fighting with Alvin over the remote. Let's be realistic, Tasha said, cutting into her food like we were discussing weekend plans, not my entire future. You live in that tiny apartment, no boyfriend, no life outside work. What are you really losing? I'm building something. I've got 3 beautiful children. I'm advancing my career. I'm doing something important. Each word was a knife. Carefully placed. Perfectly aimed. I'm building my career too, I said quietly. I just got assigned the Henderson account. It's a $100,000 client. If I land this, I'm looking at a promotion, maybe $50,000 a year. 50,000? Dad interrupted. And how long will that take? Meanwhile, your sister needs help now. Family is supposed to sacrifice for each other. I've sacrificed, I said, my voice rising despite myself. I paid my own way through college because you spent my college fund on Tasha's wedding. Remember? The wedding that lasted 8 months before he left. The silence was deafening. How dare you, Mom whispered. How dare you throw that in our face? I'm just saying I've already sacrificed plenty. You're worthless. Dad's voice was cold, final. All these years, all that education, and you can't even help your own family. You're selfish, ungrateful, and worthless. If you don't do this, don't bother coming around anymore. I felt something crack inside me. Not break. Like ice on a frozen lake. I didn't sleep that night. I lived in a studio apartment I could barely afford, worked 60-hour weeks trying to prove I was good enough, and now I was being told to throw it all away. My boss, Jennifer, had invested in me. She'd given me chances, taught me the business, trusted me with bigger accounts. The Henderson account was my shot at proving I belonged in this industry. But family is family, right? That's what they kept saying. That's what I'd been taught my whole life. You sacrifice for family. You show up for family. You put family first. I thought about calling my best friend, Deshawn, but it was 3 a.m. Instead, I pulled out my laptop and started making lists. Pros and cons, logical, rational lists. Quit my job. Lose income, lose career momentum, lose respect from colleagues, lose Jennifer's mentorship, lose my identity. Keep my job. Lose family, prove Dad right that I'm selfish, leave Tasha struggling, feel guilty forever. The crack inside me spread a little wider. By morning, I'd made a decision. I'd compromise. I called Tasha directly. I can't quit my job, I said when she answered, groggy and annoyed. But I can watch the kids on weekends. Saturdays and Sundays. That'll help, right? Weekends. She laughed. I work 12, 6 days a week. I need Monday through Saturday. 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Tasha, that's insane. That's 13 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's 78 hours of childcare. Family helps family, she said, echoing Dad's words. Unless you're too selfish. Against every instinct, I agreed to try it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks to prove I could balance both. I'd work early mornings and late nights, watch the kids during the day, somehow manage both worlds. Jennifer was understanding when I explained I needed flexible hours for a family emergency. She let me work from 7 to 9 a.m., then again from 9 p.m. to midnight. Remote work for the day shift. Day 1 was chaos. Alvin was 7 and thought he ran the world. Destiny was 5 and screamed if she didn't get her way. Jordan was 2 and needed constant supervision or he'd hurt himself. I tried working while they watched TV. Alvin broke my laptop cord fighting with Destiny over what to watch. Cost me $60 to replace it that same day. Day 2, Destiny spilled juice all over my work notes for the Henderson presentation. 3 hours of research ruined. Day 3, Jordan got into my makeup, expensive makeup I'd saved for, and destroyed everything. Tasha's response when I told her? Kids will be kids. Why'd you leave it where he could reach it? By day 5, I was running on 4 hours of sleep, surviving on coffee and spite. My presentation was due in 9 days. The Henderson meeting was in 12. Everything was riding on this. Tasha picked up the kids at 9:30 p.m. every night, never on time, never apologetic. She'd walk in exhausted, complaining about her day, not asking about mine. Dad called daily to check I was doing my duty. I was drowning, but I kept swimming. Because family helps family. Day 8, I woke up at 5 a.m. to finish the Henderson presentation. My eyes were burning, my head pounding, but I was almost done. Almost there. Just needed 3 more hours of focused work. Alvin arrived at 8:30. Tasha was running late for her shift, so she dropped them early. You don't mind, right? You're just working from home anyway. I minded. But I didn't say it. By noon I'd made 0 progress. The kids were fighting, demanding food, demanding attention, demanding everything I didn't have to give. Can you guys just watch a movie quietly? I begged. Just 1 hour. Please. Alvin looked at me with 7-year-old contempt. You're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do. Something in my chest twisted. I called Tasha. I need help. Can you find backup for today? The presentation is due tomorrow. Are you serious right now? I'm at work. I'm saving lives. You're doing what? Making slides? Your job can wait. My patience can't. Tasha, this is my career. Then maybe you need to figure out what's really important. I gotta go. She hung up. I stared at my phone, at the 3 kids destroying my apartment, at my life falling apart, and something inside me didn't just crack. Shattered. That night, I stayed up until 4 a.m. finishing the presentation. It wasn't my best work. It wasn't even good work. It was desperate work. The Henderson meeting was in 4 days. I walked into the Henderson meeting on 4 hours of sleep in 3 days, wearing clothes I'd forgotten to iron, with bags under my eyes that concealed couldn't touch. Jennifer kept glancing at me with concern. The presentation was a disaster. I stumbled over words, forgot key points, showed slides out of order. Mr. Henderson's face went from interested to confused to disappointed in the span of 30 minutes. Thank you for your time, he said politely, which in business means, we're going with someone else. Jennifer didn't say anything as we walked back to the office. He didn't have to. I'd blown it. I'd blown the biggest opportunity of my career because I was trying to be a full-time aunt while maintaining a full-time job. My office, Jennifer said when we arrived. Now. I sat down, ready to be fired. Ready for it all to be over. What's going on? She asked, her voice gentle but firm. The real story. Because this isn't you. You're one of my most promising employees. That presentation was bad. I know. I'm sorry. Talk to me. So I did. Everything spilled out. Dad, Tasha, the kids, the 78 hours of childcare, the 4 hours of sleep, the choice between family and career. Jennifer listened, her expression growing harder with each word. When I finished, she said something I'll never forget. Your family is abusing you. You know that, right? This isn't love. This is exploitation. The word hit me like cold water. Abuse. Exploitation. They're family, I whispered. Family helps family. Family doesn't destroy family. What they're doing isn't help. It's slavery. That night Dad called. Not to ask how I was. Not to thank me for the 2 weeks of free labor. To demand more. Tasha says you're struggling with the kids. You need to quit that job and do this properly. She's starting nights next month and needs evening coverage too. 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., 6 days a week. I did the math automatically. 16 hours a day. 96 hours a week. Of free childcare. Dad, I can't. Can't or won't. Because I'm thinking you won't. You're too selfish to help your own sister. She's out there saving lives and you're worried about making PowerPoints. I lost a major client today because I was watching her kids. So, get another client. Jobs come and go. Family is forever. Dad, this was $100,000 account. This was my chance at a promotion. A promotion? You want to know what I think about your little promotion? His voice turned vicious. I think it's pathetic. I think you're pathetic. 26 years old, no husband, no kids, nothing to show for your life except a job that doesn't even matter. Your sister has 3 beautiful children. What do you have? PowerPoints. Each word was designed to hurt. And they did. But something else was happening too. Jennifer's words echoed in my head. Abuse. Exploitation. If you don't quit that worthless job and help your sister, you're dead to me. Do you understand? Dead to me. I thought about everything I'd given up. The college fund they spent on Tasha's failed marriage. The weekends watching her kids through high school while she partied. The graduation Dad missed. The 3 years of constant criticism. I didn't answer Dad right away. For the first time in my life, I didn't immediately try to fix it, to smooth it over, to make everyone else happy at my own expense. I hung up. Then I called Deshawn, my friend since college, the only person who'd always told me the truth. They want me to quit my job and be a full-time nanny, I said. 96 hours a week. For free. The silence on the other end was long. Then, and you're calling me because? I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. You know exactly what to do. You're just scared to do it. He was right. I was terrified. Terrified of being alone. Terrified of proving Dad right that I was selfish. Terrified of losing the only family I had. They'll disown me, I whispered. Baby girl, they already have. They just haven't made it official yet. They've been treating you like hired help your whole life. When was the last time they asked how you were doing? When was the last time they celebrated your success? When was the last time they made you feel like you mattered? I couldn't answer because I couldn't remember. You matter, Deshawn said firmly. Your career matters. Your dreams matter. Your life matters. And anybody who makes you feel like it doesn't, they don't deserve you. That night I made lists again. But different lists this time. Not pros and cons. Just facts. Cold, hard facts about my relationship with my family. They took my college fund. They dismissed my career. They demanded free labor. They called me worthless. They gave ultimatums. They never asked about my life. They never celebrated my wins. They never protected me. They never chose me. I'd spent 26 years trying to earn love that was never going to come. Monday morning, I woke up at 7 a.m. for the first time in 2 weeks and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Clarity. I called Jennifer first. I'm coming in today. Full time. The family emergency is over. Are you sure? I'm sure. Then I texted Tasha. I can't watch the kids anymore. I'm sorry, but I need to focus on my career. I hope you understand. Her response was immediate. Are you fucking kidding me? What am I supposed to do? Figure it out like every other single parent figures it out. Daycare, family on the father's side, babysitters. I can't do this anymore. Dad's going to lose his shit. Let him. Dad called 30 seconds later. What the hell is wrong with you? Tasha just called crying. You're abandoning her. I'm not abandoning her. I'm just not sacrificing my entire life for her choices anymore. Her choices? She's raising 3 kids alone. Because she chose 3 different men who weren't reliable. Those are her choices, Dad. Not mine. I didn't make those choices. I don't have to pay for them. You ungrateful. No, Dad. I'm not ungrateful. I'm done. I'm done being told I'm worthless. I'm done being compared to Tasha. I'm done sacrificing everything for a family that has never sacrificed anything for me. I'm done. If you do this, you're not my daughter anymore. The words should have destroyed me. A year ago they would have. But standing in my tiny apartment, exhausted and free, I felt something unexpected. Relief. Hey, I said. Then I guess I'm not your daughter anymore. I hung up. Then I blocked Dad's number. Mom's. Tasha's. All of them. The first week was the hardest. My phone was silent in a way it had never been. No demanding texts. No guilt trip calls. No crisis that only I could fix. Just silence. Jennifer gave me a second chance with a smaller client. I poured everything into that presentation. Slept 8 hours a night. 8 real meals. Focused completely. And I landed it. A $50,000 account that proved I still had what it took. I'm proud of you, Jennifer said after the meeting. Not just for the client. For choosing yourself. Deshawn took me out to celebrate. How do you feel? He asked over dinner. Guilty, I admitted. relieved, feared, free. All of it at once. That's normal. You're grieving. Not grieving them exactly. Grieving the family you wish you had. He was right. I wasn't sad about losing Dad or Tasha. I was sad about losing the fantasy that they might change, that they might see me, that they might love me the way I needed to be loved. But fantasies don't pay rent. Fantasies don't build careers. Fantasies don't protect you from people who use you. 2 months later, my cousin Aisha reached out on social media. Your dad's been telling everyone you abandoned the family. Says you refused to help Tasha and turned your back on all of us. Just wanted to hear your side. I told her everything. Every detail. Every year of being less than. Every demand. Every insult. Everything. Her response was simple. I'm sorry. I had no idea. That's not okay. One person believing me shouldn't have mattered so much. But it did. 6 months after blocking them, I got a message from an unknown number. Tasha had created a new account just to reach me. Dad had a heart attack. He's in the hospital. He's asking for you. My hands shook reading it. This was the moment in movies where the daughter rushes to the hospital, reconciliation happens, everyone cries and hugs and learns and grows. But this isn't a movie. I typed back, I hope he recovers. I'm not coming. He might die. We all might die. That doesn't undo 3 years of calling me worthless. He's your father. He stopped being my father when he chose to destroy me rather than see me. Tell him I hope he gets better. But I'm not coming back to be hurt again. I blocked that number too. Dad didn't die. He recovered. But I heard through Aisha that something in him broke during that recovery. He'd expected me to come running, expected his heart attack to be the thing that brought me back. When I didn't show up, when I chose myself, even then he realized I was really gone. Mom finally left him 6 months later. Moved in with Tasha. Tasha ended up quitting her job because she couldn't afford childcare and couldn't guilt me into providing it. Me. I got that promotion. Made $60,000 a year. Moved into a 1-bedroom apartment with actual rooms, not just a studio. Started dating someone who thinks my career is impressive, not worthless. Built a life that's mine. I still think about them sometimes. Wonder if Dad ever understood what he lost. Wonder if he ever felt even a fraction of the pain he caused me. Wonder if Tasha ever realized that using people eventually means you run out of people to use. But mostly I think about the girl I was 6 months ago. The one who would have sacrificed everything to be loved by people who didn't know how to love her. I'm glad she found the strength to walk away. I'm glad she learned that sometimes the family you choose, the friends who show up, the mentors who invest, the partners who celebrate you, is worth more than the family you're born into. This isn't a happy ending. Dad and I will probably never reconcile. The family I grew up with is gone, shattered by boundaries they refuse to respect. But I'm free. And sometimes freedom is the only happy ending that matters. If this story resonated with you, hit that like and subscribe button. Share your story in the comments. You're not alone and your life matters. Your dreams matter. You matter. Don't let anyone tell you different.